where do you think American politics being so polarized will lead to? Civil war, or will it go back to normal one day? No, Americans are hogs. We're hogs, and we're lazy, and we're fat, and we're comfortable. Like, it doesn't matter. Even if we fucking die on the streets, like, we still have that cuck mentality built in the back of our spines. So I don't think we're ever gonna have a fighting chance at change. Yeah, we're just gonna oink, oink, oink away and fight amongst ourselves about asking the government for a larger relief package is actually being a choosing beggar. Like, that's the argument that is going to keep going on back and forth as society gets worse and worse and worse, and our living conditions get worse and worse marginally every single day. But you won't really notice it because at least you have material possessions, right? You will be able to have a newer TV. So technology is improving. Production is improving. There's still always going to be, third world exploitation that lowers prices of commodities that we can readily access and consume. So you'll be too busy jerking off to all the pornography that you can, and on your new computer and on your new fucking flat screen TV, while big ticket items that are necessary for your survival gets more and more expensive, and that way the things that you actually need, like healthcare, for example, gets more expensive, and you don't have the capacity to afford it, so you take on a job. College is 4,000 times more expensive now, so you take on debt. Now that you had that debt, you'll take on whatever shit fucking job you can for whatever fucking crumbs that you can take on that job for, because you don't have any other option. You have to pay this debt. This debt is so devastating that even if you die, it literally it moves on to your family. That kind of debt, okay? The worst kind of debt. So now you have to take on a shit job. You're going to sell insurance, okay? We don't know what the fuck's going to happen with our Social Security. Your company no longer offers you a pension. So now what you need to do is take up some of your paycheck, and put it into a 401k. All of a sudden, your 401k is necessary for your continued survival, and you constantly go in there and you check it every day. All of a sudden, even though it's a fucking crumb in the grand scheme of things, you are now tied to the market, okay? You're sucked in. So even if you, at some point, finally pay off all of your debts, right? You still have to make sure now that the market is doing well. Because if the market is doing poorly, then you're fucked too. Your 401ks are gone. That's your truth. That's your reality. Meanwhile, we fight amongst ourselves for dumb, petty shit over and over and over again. And we like to have familiar arguments, as I like to say. Familiar arguments about what sports team is better, what video game is better, what TV show is actually better. And we tie our identity closely to not our class, but any number of immaterial things that we can tie our identity to that don't care about our well-being or don't genuinely improve our lives outside of just entertaining us. It could be a parasocial relationship that you develop with a Twitch streamer, for example. So, and then you have these dumb, nonsensical arguments over and over, and no progress is made, and change does not come, even though it is an absolute necessity, and you find yourself in the midst of a global pandemic with 22 million people filing for unemployment in the past 30 fucking days, and the government is literally throwing crumbs at you. It's throwing crumbs at you while they offer billions of dollars to massive corporations to buy out the small businesses so that there is virtually no small businesses left in this goddamn country, no competition whatsoever, and that it is a full-blown plutocracy, and they can do whatever the fuck they want to with your life and race to the bottom in a similar capacity that the ISPs and the airplanes do currently. And these are only things that you can acknowledge, but you have no power against it. You have nothing to do. What are you going to do? You're going to start your own fucking airliner? No, you're not. You're fucked. You have to suck it the fuck up and pay the $100 extra to be able to put your fucking luggage in that airplane now, even though last year or maybe 5 to 10 years ago, it was literally free. But now airlines are making billions of additional dollars in profits off of that alone, off of making your life more inconvenient. And you have absolutely no fucking way to fight back. And you don't. And you will never fight back. You will never be able to fight back because this country has robbed you of the one power that you had as a worker. And the only way to realize that one power that you have as a worker is through collective organizing, is through collective bargaining, because divided we beg, united we bargain. But that That's gone away through a multitude of reasons like Red Scare, through capital exerting its influence over labor, through the wholesale destruction of labor unions, with what remaining labor unions being literally fucking also capitalist in nature, especially Labor Party bosses. With union bosses operating at like as though they are a corporation themselves. It's great. Yeah, Reagan fucked America. Bill Clinton fucked America. Both the Bushes fucked America. Barack Obama fucked America. And Donald Trump is continuing to fuck America. And we just keep going between the blue party and the red party, thinking that things are going to change and fighting amongst ourselves because, oh no, this is a big improvement that Americans finally were able to get like civil liberties offered to gay people, for example, that we should have had forever, literally forever. But when you advocate for those sorts of things, you become an activist. You are no longer, your ideas are too pie in the sky to treat trans people like human beings, for example. That's just too crazy. That's not politically viable, dude. We can't do that. Politics is what's possible. And never look outside of the same confines that you are comfortable looking inside of, or that television man tells you is like the only realm of reason for you. Never look outside of that. Never push for more, because if you do push for more, God forbid, you might actually get it. Holy shit. Yeah. Like healthcare is fucking radical, dude. Free healthcare. What are you, a communist? That sort of thing. It's great. So yeah, that's where we're at. And that's why your life is shit. And that's why your life is going to get shittier and shittier every single day. Well, but at the very least, you're not going to realize that your life is getting shittier and shittier every day, because you have, you have Twitch, you have video games, so you can just fucking blind yourself and kind of escape for a brief moment. Or you can just become a dumb Republican or a dumb neoliberal. That's pretty good too. They seem to be pretty happy fighting amongst themselves with the dumbass bullshit that they fight over every single day. Was this all just a big advertisement for your stream? Yes. Must feel shitty to know that Trump has got the general election in the bag. Yeah, it's only shitty to know. It would be shitty for you to realize that as well if you only realize that Trump doesn't advocate for your best interest. Just remove yourself from team sport for a brief moment. Jesus fucking Christ, dude. Why are you such a simp? Literally just remove yourself from the team sport of Democratic and Republican Party politics, and you will realize that the Republican Party does not advocate for your best interest. Are you a corporation? I didn't realize Exxon, Mr. Exxon himself was in the chat, dude. I didn't realize that I was talking to Mr. fucking oil prince Exxon over here. I know you're progressive, but you talk like we live in a third world country. America is the first world, third world country. America has third world country benefits for the poor, for the working poor. Capitalism promotes freedom. The most basic freedom is the freedom to make choices. If both of your choices are shit under capitalism, then you're not necessarily making a choice. So while capitalism is offering you the illusion of choice, it's offering you the illusion of choice between two shitty choices. America is a true first world nation if you are a wealthy person. If you make over like $200,000, $250,000 a year, it's great. It's fucking awesome. What are those shitty choices? Choosing bankruptcy, for choosing which healthcare company is going to bankrupt you when you inevitably need some healthcare. Choosing between what kind of cereal that has like a different color pasted outside of its box that's made by the same 8 companies. Literally, like all matter of commodities are produced by like 8 companies in this country. It just looks different though. It's just the illusion of choice. And it's very worthwhile. It's a good concept. I like it. I talk about this all the time as far as like neoliberalism and the illusion of choice. It's something I routinely mention, and I think it's good overall. It's a very good way to sedate the masses. And that is a necessity if you want to maintain control. Choosing between one shit ass job and the other. The choice between like selling insurance to your friends and family or becoming a telemarketer for a multi-level marketing scheme or some shit like that. Those are the choices that you have. Choosing between Spectrum and Comcast when it's not really a choice at all. It's just a race to the bottom for them. Those are the beautiful choices that you can make under capitalism. It's great. A lot of people can't even choose. It's just Comcast. Yeah, Americans make a lot of choices. Like, if I want to have a wedding, for example, I will have to choose between paying for the wedding versus paying for my insulin. And then when I choose to pay for the wedding and can't ration enough insulin, I die. So I don't even end up having the wedding. That's a pretty good choice. That's a real story, by the way. That did happen in America. First world country, by the way.